Um, Alright. Hello everyone. This is my quantitative and qualitative analysis final video presentation over our quality of data journal article. Before I begin, I swore it was a quality analysis, but upon further research, it is not technically qualitative, but it's more quantitative. The only way I could think that they made this a qualitative would be because they asked the fans on their perceptions of the players, how the fans viewed or thought they viewed the players in the year before they were transferred and the year after they were transferred. Anyways, just to get that out of the way, a brief overview of the research model done. The data was observed and provided by the OPTA Sports Data of Spain, a Spain company. The tracking system of this private company was previously tested by all of the authors of this journal acceptable interoperator liability. The study does not present the name of the players in order to keep the anonymity following the company ethics guidelines, the European Data Protection and the approval of the Institutional Review Board, which is the Technical University of Madrid. Continuing the overview, there were 7 variables. This is where I believe it was more quantitative than qualitative, and I apologize for that. The 7 variables that were selected, because the variables were selected because they were arguably the most used performance indicators in the previous literature. Coming from a soccer background, this is very accurate. The 7 variables: shooting accuracy, defense, yellow cards, red cards, passing accuracy, tackle success, and minutes per match. Now they did say in minutes per match that it was a minimum of 20 minutes per match. If it was under that, then they didn't even count that as them playing, or they didn't even track them, just because there was little to no data in 20 minutes of play. Then that would be actually worth anything. They have an established impact on individual performance, and they can be used numerically to compare footballers over consecutive seasons. Alright, the aim of the present study was to analyze differences in performance of individual footballers, depending on the previous 2 years and the later year after signing or renegotiating a new contract. So they didn't necessarily transfer out. They could have signed a new contract afterwards, and kept playing with the same club or same team. While taking player-related characteristics into account, such as age, role in the team as important or less important, nationality, and team's ability. They took these characteristics into account because age, you may not have as big a role on the team, or you could be more important or less important, depending on possibly your position or how long you've been there. Your nationality could, if you're from a different place, then you could possibly have less pull with the team than somebody that just has lived in the same city, played for the same club their whole lives. And then team's ability. Gauging off of if they are a good team or a bad team in their league. This approach enabled to gain a better understanding of the effects of signing a contract over consecutive seasons. Overall, our results do not demonstrate a clear association between performance and contract duration. So they did not see a clear correlation between how the players played over the span of the past 3 years. Over the whole span of the 3 years, they didn't see a difference in play, or they didn't play better or worse just because they transferred teams. The ethical concerns, mainly the general ethical concerns. The participants do not know if it would be an ethical concern. Participants do not know if they are being observed. The researcher could or was biased. Researcher could do no harm to the athlete, and the respect for privacy could have been an ethical concern. The trustworthiness of this article or journal. The study was validated by the authors Miguel Angel Gomez, Maria Teresa Gomez, and Philip Furley. And the reliability, it was an interoperator reliability on the previous slide. It's high because the statistics can be tracked, also because of the high profile test subjects. It was reliable too, also because even though we don't know their names, we can track over if you just had a lot of time, you could track over leagues and get the exact same numbers that can be tracked without even knowing their names. You could track them by their statistics. All right, that is it. Thank you.